Get ready for a massive lineup, because we are kicking things off with a somber note. We reflect on the incredible life of Nashville golfer Lou Gramm, the celebrated winner of the 1975 U.S. Open, who has passed away at the age of 88. We look at the legacy of Lou Gramm, a man whose character and exceptional golf game inspired generations, and we explore the incredible stories surrounding his historic victory and his place in Tennessee sports history.
Never get caught with a dead phone again. This INIU portable charger is compact, travel-friendly, and gives you fast 45-watt charging with a built-in USB-C cable, so there's no need to carry extra cords. With 10,000 mAh power, it's perfect for busy days, trips, emergencies, or anytime your battery drops too low. Grab yours on Amazon through the link in the comments before your phone hits 1%.
Next up, the economic landscape is sending shockwaves through Wall Street following a major inflation report. We dive deep into the U.S. CPI data, which accelerated to 3.8%, and discover exactly why this data is triggering widespread fear among investors, pushing the market into a decidedly weaker mood as everyone grapples with the prospect of higher interest rates for longer. Now, let's switch gears to the world of technology and market momentum. We see Nvidia Corp shares hitting another intraday record high, soaring up 1.8% after the opening bell. Find out what is fueling this surge in artificial intelligence infrastructure and why semiconductor stocks are continuing to lead the charge in today's market. And finally, we're breaking down the intense predictions for the upcoming PGA Championship at Aronimink Golf Club. We're looking at the conservative picks like Cameron Young and Ludwig Aberg, alongside the aggressive plays from Brooks Koepka and Nick Taylor, to see who has the real chance to dominate this week. Don't miss a second of the action. Tune in now for all the details. Nashville golf legend Lou Gramm, the 1975 U.S. Open winner, has passed away at the age of 88. The news was reported by Yahoo Sports, with longtime Richland Country Club golf professional Joe Taggart confirming the passing. Gramm was in hospice care at the time, and final arrangements are currently pending. Graham's legacy in Tennessee golf is profound. Dick Horton, former Tennessee Section PGA Executive Director and Tennessee Golf Foundation President, praised him, stating, "Lou Gramm is right there at the top of the gentlemen golfers that we've ever been blessed with in Tennessee. His character, his personality, and his golf game were exceptional. He was a man of deep faith. He loved the game. He embodied all of the characteristics that you would want your own children to have in life." In recognition of his standing, the Tennessean listed Gramm among Nashville's 50 greatest athletes of all time in 2025. Gramm had a decorated career, beginning his professional journey in 1964 and winning his first PGA Tour title at the Minnesota Golf Classic in 1967. His crowning achievement came in 1975 when he captured the U.S. Open at Medinah Country Club, defeating John Mahaffey by 2 strokes in a dramatic playoff. The victory was headline news in the Tennessean, which ran the front-page story, "Gramm wins golf's biggest prize," following a thrilling finish where broadcaster Bob Rosberg famously suggested Gramm has no shot before Gramm executed a remarkable shot from the rough to secure the win. Gramm's background was diverse, including caddying at Shelby Golf Course, playing at Father Ryan, Memphis State, and serving in the U.S. Army. Beyond his competitive success, Gramm was a beloved figure in the local golf community. Taggart recalled celebrating the win with friends at Richland Country Club, noting how quickly they traveled to Chicago to witness the triumph. Gramm was a multiple PGA Tour winner, including 5 total victories, and represented the U.S. in 3 Ryder Cup teams. He also maintained a strong presence on the major circuits, making the cut in the Masters 5 times. Following his final PGA Tour win in 1979, Gramm transitioned to the Senior Tour, competing for over a decade. His contributions to the state were formally recognized with inductions into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame in 1996 and the Tennessee Golf Hall of Fame in 1990. He was also a charter member of the Father Ryan Athletics Hall of Fame and the Memphis Athletics Sports of Fame. Wall Street experienced a decidedly weaker session today following the release of U.S. Consumer Price Index, CPI, inflation data, which surpassed market expectations. Major U.S. equity indices opened lower, with the Nasdaq leading the decline, as investors reacted to rising bond yields and the prospect of elevated interest rates persisting for an extended period. This negative sentiment is widespread, prompting investors to reduce exposure to risk assets and reprice expectations toward a more hawkish stance from the Federal Reserve. The annual CPI inflation accelerated to 3.8%, marking its highest level since May 2023, and core inflation also proved stronger than forecasts. Key drivers of this inflation remain housing and rental costs, forming the largest component of the CPI basket. Furthermore, energy prices, particularly fuel and broader energy services, have accelerated, significantly influenced by heightened geopolitical tensions and the ongoing conflict in the Persian Gulf. Rising transportation services and persistent inflation in the services sector are also adding to the pressure. Market participants are increasingly concerned about a higher-for-longer scenario, meaning interest rates are expected to remain elevated for a longer duration. The data has pushed back expectations for an imminent rate-cutting cycle, leading to growing apprehension that the Federal Reserve may maintain restrictive monetary conditions longer or even implement further rate hikes. A significant concern is the broadening inflationary pressure, as accelerating core inflation suggests price pressures are spreading across the economy, increasing the risk of inflation becoming more entrenched. Futures on the S&P 500 index saw selling pressure driven primarily by the stronger-than-expected U.S. consumer inflation reading, reinforcing fears that the Federal Reserve will need to maintain restrictive monetary policy. In other market segments, Broadcom shares were slightly lower despite positive analyst sentiment surrounding its upcoming earnings, fueled by continued optimism in AI infrastructure. Alphabet faced pressure following reports linking AI-powered tools to potential cybersecurity risks. Conversely, Bristol-Myers Squibb saw a slight rise after announcing a broad research and development collaboration, while Salesforce experienced minor pressure as Citi adjusted its price target, reflecting cautious near-term growth expectations. Overall, the inflation data has intensified market focus on the Federal Reserve's policy path, signaling a shift toward greater caution regarding economic growth and interest rate trajectory. Nvidia Corp shares reached a new intraday record high following the opening of U.S. stock markets on May 12. According to reports from the crypto-focused media outlet Odaly, Nvidia surged by 1.8% in intraday trading immediately after the market opened, establishing a fresh all-time high for the stock. This significant gain is being driven by sustained market expectations regarding increased investment in artificial intelligence infrastructure and the ongoing strength observed in the semiconductor sector. Analysts suggest that these fundamental drivers continue to underpin Nvidia's robust performance in the current market environment. Aronimink Golf Club is set to host a PGA Championship, offering a potential showcase for drama and top-tier golf, following a sporadic history of major events at the venue. The tournament presents numerous storylines, featuring contenders like Scottie Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Cameron Young, and the Fitzpatrick brothers. The course, designed by Donald Ross and restored by Gil Hanse and Jim Wagner, is expected to emphasize mid-iron play and putting on its contoured greens. Betting perspectives offer a spectrum of plays. Conservative picks include Cameron Young, valued as a player potentially overpriced, and Chris Gotterup, noted for his recent winning form against top competition. Ludvig Åberg is also suggested as a conservative option due to his consistent performance, despite a lack of major championship wins. Aggressive selections target players with high upside. Brooks Koepka and Justin Thomas are highlighted for their proven ability to win major titles, while Patrick Cantlay is viewed as a forgotten player with strong recent iron play. Stuart Sink is a favorite, with expectations for a top 20 finish or better, leveraging his dominance on the senior circuit. Nick Taylor is an aggressive long-shot pick, banking on a shorter hitter capitalizing on the course layout. Other notable picks include Tyrrell Hatton, Joaquin Niemann, and Justin Thomas Detry, who is being eyed as an investment amidst the PGA Tour's competitive landscape. Ricky Fowler is listed conservatively, focusing on early-week cash potential. The analysis underscores that the combination of infrastructure, fan support, and player performance will determine the success of this major championship.